Good morning, everyone. Today we are on Wednesday, June 18th. The seasonal focus is that flowers announce the promise of fruit. The morning focus is the angel of sun. And right now the sun is being hidden by the clouds, but we know that the sun is there. So good morning, angel of sun. And the opening says, read the meditation and the blessing outside. Be still and notice. And what I hear right now is the buzz of someone's lawn being mowed. The meditation says, I enter into the season of the sun, and the sun within me responds in kind. My heart tells me to build my castles high with love and clarity. My soul tells me to bring the plan to earth. My mind tells me to bring perfection to my work. There is much to do, and I am equal to the task. Today, I will bring the spirit of clarity to the channelings that I'm doing. There's a group of us that meet on Wednesdays for our journey together with Mary Magdalene. And it's one of our favorite events to do for everybody that participates. And there'll be such clarity that's being brought forth. Right now, all the work that I'm doing has Sophia in the background. Sophia, the wisdom that is Sophia is coming forth in everything that I do. So there will definitely be clarity in that. And my feelings are grateful. I am deeply, deeply grateful for my life, for the people that I am connected to, and the work that I get to do in the world. So I thank you for that. All right. And today we are at day 169. And the Course in Miracles lesson says, by grace I live, by grace I am released. And Magdalene has a lot to say on the subject. Magdalene's channeled message. Greetings to you, beloveds. Beloveds, there is indeed a moment that has been chosen by you for your cycles of incarnation to naturally come to an end, when you will choose to understand that all that you have considered to be your history of your past, and all that you have considered to be your possible and probable futures, will come to one exact moment, if you will, within the time-space continuum. And there is a sense, beloveds, of a completion and of a collapsing that occurs. And in that moment, there will be the boldest and the most brilliant recognition of yourself as a Christed being. What it is that allows you to have each of these moments come together in the sense is of quantum coherence is indeed the state of grace. It is where you have forgiven yourself for the commitment that you have made to experience each of these incarnations, where you have said, ah, yes, let me see what it is to be like one who is wealthy beyond recognition, to be the king or the queen, to be the ruler of a kingdom. Let me also see what it is to experience absolute poverty. Let me see what it is like to experience being indebted, and yet, in that debt, learn to love and experience forgiveness. Let me see what it is like to have wealth beyond imagination and give generously. Let me see what it is like to have wealth and be selfish. Each of these aspects of beingness you have chosen for yourself. Let me see what it is like to have 18 children. Let me see what it is like to have none. Let me see what it is like to travel the universe in a spaceship. Let me see what it is like to come to a world as an alien. Let me see what it is like to be the most beloved creator, to be the god or the goddess, to be the Christed being that is known within a planet, within a solar system, within a universe, within a galaxy. You have chosen all of these experiences, for all of this comes together, beloveds, as the soul experiences what it is to be, what it is that God created when he said, let there be light. For there to be light, there must be a contraction of shadow for both to exist. All exists in one unified field of love, of consciousness, that allows you to say, it is good. The forgiveness comes, beloved, when it is granted to yourself and granted to others as a way of seeing that there is nothing that is wrong and that there is nothing that is right. There may have been errors in thinking along the way, but understand, beloveds, that ultimately they are all part of the journey. To come to grace, to grant grace to yourself, is to say, everything that has occurred, all circumstances, all beings, all interactions, all beliefs, all thoughts, all conditions, have been here to serve my journey as an aspect of God, and my journey as a Christed being. So know, beloveds, that you are indeed where you belong. You are indeed as your God created you. And grace, it is by grace that you have access to everything that you need to come back to the memory and to the moment of saying, ah, yes, I remember. Grant this grace to your being, beloveds, and allow this grace to fill your heart, to fill your mind, to fill your soul. For know that it is by God's love and by God's grace that any of us even exist. So allow yourself to live by grace and feel released, and allow yourself to grant grace to others. For what it is that you give, you will indeed receive. By grace, release yourself from all feelings of guilt and shame and remorse. Understand the conditions that you have were created by you as part of your soul's journey, and it is all well and it is good. This beloved one has a name that has been chosen by her, which is Sahana Grace, Sahana, full of grace. Allow yourself to be full of grace. Allow yourself to be the ones who have forgiven, the ones who love, the ones who remember, and give that and share that wisdom and that knowledge, beloveds, with all beings. Be that living embodiment of the Christ. Choose in all circumstances to forgive, and allow yourselves the incredible journey, beloveds, of knowing that where you are, God is, as you, in you, and through you. Allow that joy to fill you so completely that you become giddy, like the joy that a child has in merely observing a butterfly, the fascination of how this tiny creature can fly. Allow yourself, beloveds, to fly within your heart, to give within that joy and within that love. Grant grace to yourself in all things, and allow yourselves to feel the purity and the innocence that exists. See neutrality in all things, beloveds, and ask to continue to be shown how it is to come back to the recognition and the understanding that you are as God created you, and so are all beings. Release the judgment, release the chaos, and let love into your heart where it has never truly left. Blessings to you, beloveds, and we will indeed speak with you again. I would easily say that Magdalene is the greatest embodiment of grace of all the beings that I have channeled. She just has this way of leaving you feeling like there's just pure love for everything that you are, everything that you say, everything that you do, all the ways in which I interact. I feel held in grace by her. That's my experience of Mary Magdalene. Mm. And now let me do the honor of bringing her forth. Mm. Greetings, beloved ones. Beloveds, indeed, the greatest gift that Yeshua had bestowed upon any of us was his grace. He did not judge us. He loved us as we are. He saw within us the truth of us, and he had a way of bringing us to that state of consciousness. As has been stated, what he did with me, the removing of the 7 veils, was the opening and the clearing of the energetic centers within the body known as the chakras. And you all have the capacity, beloveds, to bring yourself back to a state of grace with these energy centers. Now, there are many more. There are some 11 that are known to those who have been trained within what is known as the pranic community. There are actually 22 that are embodied within each being through their incarnation, much like there are the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet, the Aramaic spoken language, Much as there are the 22 paths within the Kabbalistic tree of life, you must understand, beloveds, that there is always more than what meets the eye when one looks first upon any being. So, the invitation today, beloveds, is to look beyond what you see immediately when you look not only at yourself, but particularly when you look at another. You may have people in your life that are confronting to you, that are challenging to you. But understand, beloved, that they are always a reflection of some aspect of beingness. And if you can go within and make peace with the reflection that they show to you, they can be removed as the catalyst for your growth. When you find a way of bringing grace to each thing that disturbs you, to each thing that annoys you, to each thing that flusters you, beloveds, what happens is they no longer need to say, please take a look at this, like a flashing neon sign. So the journey, beloveds, goes in one direction, and that journey is within. Allow yourself to find and ask, how is it that I may have more grace in my life? How is it that I may have more peace within my existence? And beloveds, do not effort in any way to change anyone outside of you. Pray instead and ask God, the Creator, Hashem, Allah, the great consciousness, whatever the name is that you have attributed to this being, ask for you to be changed. How is it that I may release my fears? How is it that I may release my insecurities? How is it that I may release my neediness? How is it that I may release my fears? And then take the journey within, beloveds, because there is where you will truly find your freedom. When Yeshua said, the kingdom of heaven is within, he was not kidding. He was pointing you, all of us, in the direction home, for the home that we long for, that we think exists outside of us, in the relationships that we have with family and with friends and loved ones, pales in comparison to what it is when you find home within. And this is what each are being encouraged to do, beloveds. There is a tremendous state of grace that occurs when you find home within yourself, when you have come to love every aspect of yourself, when you have fully surrendered to the God being that you are. And that is the journey that is meant for each and every one of us, beloveds. I and the others that are here in consciousness with you are here to guide you and to support you and to bring you back to the purest state of what it is to experience atonement, to be at one with the soul and the spirit and the embodiment of a Christed being that each of us are. So we encourage you, beloveds, to come into silence, to close your eyes, to turn off all the noise, and to go within and allow us to speak to you and guide you back to the very pure essence of the state of grace that you are. We love you. We are with you always, truly. Although it may seem at times that you are doing this alone, beloved, please understand that that is the farthest thing from the truth. Until we speak again. Mm. Mm. Thank you all so much for being here. I wish you the most beautiful day, and I will speak with you again